Welcome back everyone to part 2. So if you haven't seen the first part, I make the exterior of this build, and in this build I'm going to be doing the interior. Not everyone likes to watch interiors of builds. Not everyone stays along for the second part, but thank you for clicking. It really does mean a lot. But yeah, and so in the last part I asked you guys whether you wanted to see a let's play where I do like a fairy sort of vampire themed pixie fae whatever themed let's play, and a lot of you said you were really interested in it, which is good to hear, because I did just mention this in my most recent let's play that my homeless shelter challenge, but I'm not going to be able to do my city living let's play anymore. I'll still keep it in a playlist, but I'll have it as unlisted, I think, from now on. But yeah, the file was just too corrupt for me to keep on playing, and the reason why I hadn't uploaded any more of my homeless shelter challenge, even though I had one recorded, was because I wanted to do my city living one first, and I just couldn't get any of the parts to work, and it got to the point where it got so far into the story where I hadn't actually been able to record any of it because it kept breaking, and so it wasn't that great. So I'm going to end that one. I wasn't enjoying it as much as my homeless shelter challenge, and I'm excited to make this one for you guys. You guys seem really excited about it. But this is going to be one of the houses in the let's play. It's probably not going to be the main one, but this will be a household that we will visit a lot. But I'm actually doing a stream tomorrow. Hopefully I can get this uploaded today so that you guys can see it, but it will be Wednesday, I think that's the 21st. And it will be 4 p.m. GMT. I'm sure you guys can figure out on your own what time that is in your, wherever you are. But yeah, it'll be roughly around 4 that I will start the stream. And we are going to be basically setting up the let's play. So you'll see what I do. I'll either be doing a build or I'll be doing a creator sim of people which live in the area. We might even make the main character, because I'm still not sure who I've made a few sample sims, I guess, but I've not quite decided what I'm gonna do. Yeah, it's gonna be in kind of like a legacy style thing. You guys will see. I don't want to reveal too much. Maybe if you pop along to the live stream, I can tell you more. But I did a couple of live streams, and they've actually been creative ones, and I've enjoyed them so much. I've had such a good time, and I was actually raided. If you're not familiar with Twitch, it's like a live broadcast, but what you can do at the end is you can basically host someone else. So all the viewers that were watching you live will then be transported to someone else who's also live. And someone did that to me, and they had over 200 people watching live at that time, which, possibly for a YouTube video, it was still a lot of people. Imagine 200 people in a room. It's a lot of people, and I mean, not all of them stayed. There was about 50 to 60 apparently. I wasn't checking. My boyfriend told me there was about 50 to 60 people who stayed for another couple of hours, they didn't leave, and watched me play on my ukulele. It was just amazing. I can't believe that many people wanted to watch me. It's the same with YouTube, really. I can't get over it. It's like you lose the connection with the numbers. You don't really, sometimes I have to sit down and think, wow, that many people took the time to watch a video of mine today, or whatever it might be. And when that number builds up, it's really amazing. It's just imagining I'd never be able to talk to the amount of people that are subscribed to me in a room. I mean, I could try, but I would be shaking. I wouldn't be able to talk as comfortably as I do now and when I'm on streams. But I hope that you guys can make that stream. I haven't talked much about the build. So we've got that living room there, and I thought they were fairies, okay? So they're going to have magical powers of some sort, and I thought that they don't need security because they have a protection shield on the house. So it doesn't matter that it's wide open, and in fairyland, they don't have robbers, and in The Sims, they don't have robbers, so it doesn't matter that they've got wide open, sort of open living, I guess, living area. I just thought it was a really nice thing to do. And the thing with the fairies, which are going to be different, they are going to be vampires technically in the game, but what's going to make them different is that they are going to be almost all of their points will go directly into, I mean, I still need to play around with vampires, so maybe when we do this stream you guys can advise me if you've played more with vampires than I have. But yeah, they're gonna, most of their vampire points are gonna go into being able to go outside and being able to be fine outside, and that's what makes, I guess, them more powerful than in some aspects of in comparison to the vampires, you know, and still being able to have powers but still being able to go outside. That's kind of the idea behind it, but they're not going to be as powerful because they, you know, their points are being used on that instead. And I haven't decided what kind of negative points that they will have as sort of a race. It's really complicated, actually. I've been thinking a lot about this stuff. But this house, you might have seen my video. It's like an elven treehouse village type. It's basically lots of little houses, or one continuous house and lots of different buildings in trees. That's basically the only way I could describe it. And that build is going to be used in this Let's Play. But this is going to be where, and this is kind of actually with inspiration from Hatsy's channel in a witch's Let's Play. So this is going to be kind of the meeting place, because I remember I didn't watch her whole series, I'll be honest. I just watched episodes when I could. I didn't watch every episode. I did want to, but I didn't have the time to. So I watched when I could, and I've watched, you know, I have missed out on a few episodes, but I caught up, I feel like. But I do remember them going to like a cafe and or a restaurant or whatever it was, and having their meetings, and that's kind of what this is up on in this, you know, bit at the top would be, where they're not. Yeah, it's complicated. But I guess I'm also getting inspiration with this Let's Play from Virtually, and she's another one that I haven't been able to watch all of her videos, and I do regret that, but you know, it is life. But I did a collab with a while back. You might have found out about her channel through that, but she does really, really cool Let's Plays and takes a very, very unique approach on them, and some of the themes that she has in her Let's Plays are quite similar to, you know, fairies and mystical stuff, and I've really, really enjoyed the stories that she tells. So I've taken inspiration from both of them to make this Let's Play that's going to take hold in this house. But we'll see. I feel I want to make it my own. I don't want to, you know, I do want to make it its own Let's Play, and I want to make something new for you guys that you haven't seen before. Whether I'll do that or not, I don't know. Whether it will be any good, I don't know. But I'm hoping that I have a lot of fun making it, and that's what matters, isn't it? That's what matters. But anyway, so at that top bit there, we've got like an office, and I thought that could be like private meetings or whatever with, you know, I had a thought that maybe the people that would live here were some sort of fortune teller seers, if that makes sense. Although I have no idea how I'm going to implement that actually into the game and the story. But we'll see. I haven't decided how much of a structure I'm going to have to the story of this. I've got loose ideas at the moment of what's going to happen, but I think I am going to try and take a relaxed approach to it, but kind of have an idea of where it's going to go. That's what I'm going to try and hope for. But yeah, So I've actually done a decent bathroom in this build. Are you guys proud of me? I haven't done just my classic 2x3 sized bathrooms. And this one here is a toddler's room. So I wasn't actually that sure about this room. I wanted to go with one thing to begin with, and then I started using one. I think it was like a carpet thing, where it's actually like spray paint on the ground. And then I wanted to use that, and because I thought it looked quite cool, and then it didn't really mix with the colours. And then I had to change the colours, and it was this thing here. Like, I was originally going to go with like sort of pastel pinks and purples and blues, like really pale, I guess more pinky bluey colours, but in the end I had to go for more yellow. I went sort of yellow, orange and blue instead, but it is a confused room, and until I sort of figure it out, but I added this because it reminded me of sort of mandalas, the way that it kind of looked like there was quite a lot of detail in there, even though there wasn't. But yeah, you'll see me changing the colours of the rooms. I don't know whether this, was fixed in the end. But that is something that I found in the past that has helped. It's like I start making a room and I go with it. And you can always change it later. I mean, I said this in the last build, the last part of this, that we feel like we have to have things perfect all the way along. But you don't. You can come back to it and you can change it and you can edit it. And I did a lot of that with this build. So, and I've been doing more of it recently. I've been trying to, have less pressure on myself to make it perfect all the way along. Just as long as I'm happy with it at the end, But yeah. So this room, I feel like recently I've been doing like really gaudy, over-the-top master bedrooms to make them, master bedrooms and important, and this is where the important people live, or sleep. And so it's like white and gold, and it's got statues everywhere and candles all over the floor, and it's a little bit ridiculous. And I don't know, I sometimes like doing that. It's more because the master bedrooms are so massive and I want to fill up the space. So like I think of it being like really extravagant and better than all the other rooms, but really I think I might start making them more like just normal rooms instead of these like over the top ridiculous ones. So I actually missed out on a room here, and it was a little room up on top, and it was actually on the same floor as the meeting room. So the idea with that one was there's going to be like basically an old lady or a grandma which lives here with the rest of them, and it had sort of like all mismatched kind of furniture, and I really liked it actually. It looked like possibly some of the fabrics and stuff that was used on the sofa, and and the bed sheets and that kind of thing were actually knitted by her, and that was kind of the theme of it. And then I built it, and I got like quite far into it, and I think I did the landing as well, on the first floor, and then I realised I wasn't recording, so I'm really sorry. I mean, it does mean that my video is like 20 minutes, which is an easier time for you guys to watch. But you'll have the screenshots at least of that room. But I did really enjoy making that room. I was quite gutted, but I didn't want to do it again because yeah, I thought that you guys would get the picture anyway. I quite like this bedroom downstairs. I thought that maybe this room could be for maybe a teenage sim. I don't know whether I'm going to have I'm not sure what the family is that's going to live here. That's what I was going to get you guys to help me with on the stream. I wasn't sure what kind of people would live here and what kind of thing I was going to go for. So yeah, but I guess that maybe the eldest would live there, and possibly they would have sort of the independence of it kind of being like their own room and their own space, and it downstairs and right near the front door, so they can come and go whenever they want, and it's almost like having their own front door, like it being that close. With this room, I decided to go with sort of like a light blue kind of theme, and I've tried off camera and on camera to make these work for me, these bookshelves, but they just remind me of either school library bookshelves, or they just look really cheap to be honest, and tacky, and I struggle to make them look nice. And I think possibly I might be able to make them work in a house different from this one, but seeing as I wanted it to have, I wanted it to have some sort of, Victorian kind of class to it, like old-fashioned kind of style, and it was quite modern, so it didn't really fit. And I much prefer how it is now, but I do hope to use those one day, because I need to. I want to use every item in the game at least once, but we do get stuck in the rut of like using the same items over and over again, just in different swatches, because you forget about some of the other ones. And I feel like, every build has got, certain stuff in it. I'd meant to mention this way earlier on in this video, but I actually have a I'll ask you guys in the stream, those of you who come by, but I'm debating whether or not to upload a build that I did. It's actually a starter home. It's 2 bedrooms, and I'll upload it. I'll stop doubting myself, but yeah, it's a starter home, and actually I pretty much, like, I was trying to keep it cheap, but I wouldn't have believed that it was a starter home if you told me. I would have believed that it was more expensive than that. I have no idea how I managed to be so good with the money limit. Maybe it was the 10k challenge that I've got around it somehow, but I wasn't trying too hard to make the build, this other build that I've done, under 20k, but I did and I think it turned out alright, so I might make that into my next video. But my point was, I didn't want to do all this fairy stuff back to back to back to back to back. Do you know what I mean? I feel like I've done so many sort of old-fashioned kind of builds recently, and fantasy kind of stuff, and I really do enjoy doing that, but I like doing other things as well. I like to have variety, and I'm sure you guys do too. So I hope that maybe if you guys have any ideas of things, maybe some modern builds. I haven't done a modern build in a while. Maybe if you've got some ideas of modern builds that I might be able to do for you, if you have any ideas. This is kind of just a standard blue room. I quite like it, actually. I like the combination of the wallpaper and the bedding and the rug. I think they go quite well together, to be honest. But yeah, and like those little flowers. Since I've had Dine Out, I've just used them constantly. Every single build has got those flowers in, pretty much. It's because they're so easy. They fit everywhere. They look good everywhere. I love using candles because they're just so easy. It just makes it look cluttered and lived in, but not too messy all at the same time. And so many of them fit so easily, like those little ones that I scattered all over the floor. I also put them all throughout the garden as well. I put loads of them all throughout the garden, but you guys will see that in a bit. But yeah, I go a bit mental with them, really. And yeah, I love putting in candles and flowers, but you do get stuck in these little ruts of things that you always put in. If there's an item that those of you who have been very, very loyal to my channel, maybe have been paying a lot more attention to my channel than I have, maybe if you've noticed that there's like a certain item that you always use and possibly I've never used, let me know, because I wanna try and put it in. Like, if there's something that I never use, there may be a reason like why I never use it, but I don't know, Oh, but yeah, so we're doing the outdoors bit here. I was originally going to have the living room out here, but I decided to make it more of just a general living space instead, and possibly a party area. So maybe we'll have quite a lot of parties here. I think that could be quite fun in the garden and stuff. And I still need to put a whole load of like plasma fruit in the garden boxes that we've got over on the other side. Can you imagine gardening in there, like growing little vegetables and stuff with all those like brightly coloured flowers around you? I'd love it so much. It'd be amazing. This is what I mean with the little lights. I don't know whether they probably look quite excessive in daytime, but I think in the nighttime it looks really pretty, in my opinion. Yeah, I probably went overboard though with the little lanterns everywhere. But yeah, I think we're doing finishing touches now. I think I'm doing sort of these balcony areas, and there's just standard stuff really, you know, seating area. I don't use balconies all that much. We've got a chess table there which I didn't put in the rest of the build, so I'll probably use that one. And I think we've got a bar out on the other balcony. And we've already got a easel downstairs, I'm pretty sure, but you know, easels don't hurt. But anyway, I think we're pretty near the end, so stay for the screenshots, they'll be in just a moment. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you can make that stream, but don't feel bad if you can't. Alright, see you again soon.